Peace, everybody. It's the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. Peace to everybody on the live. Peace to everybody that watches this video. Just wanted to do a quick live to speak on this Venus energy. I'm the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. And, you know, here today showing up. Today is actually a new moon, and really processing this energy, really trying to understand this energy is really key. Setting the intentions, dealing with particular karma, and also dealing with particular squares and things of that nature. So, you know, here we are, another day to, you know, look at this astrology to really bring it to light. So first, yesterday I had the privilege of introducing Sister Myra. And if you don't know about Sister Myra, she kind of introduced me to whole sign astrology, which kind of it simplifies astrology in a way. It makes it give it 6 whole signs, and you get to know kind of like the opposites. And what she was saying yesterday is to fully learn a sign, to fully learn the aspect, you have to learn the opposite side to get a holistic view of it. Another thing she said, you know, we're not blending harmonies, you know, we're not blending energies. Blending energies is a rather crude way of looking at things. What we're actually trying to do is harmonize different energies. And that's really the key of understanding this energy, because we could crudely mesh things together and it just look like a mishmash, or we can harmonically and unionize and symbiotically come together for a purpose. And ultimately, in relationships and things of that nature, we have to find our purpose within it, or else it's going to be a problem. It's going to be an issue regardless. I want to speak to the 28th degree of Aries, and then I also want to speak on Venus being in Scorpio and really understanding this opposition, simply because today is Friday. Today is the day of freedom, right? A lot of people getting off of their jobs around 5 or 6, and you know they're going to be free for a couple of days to do whatever it is that they want to do. But we want to look at it in a deeper level, because the reality is that the new moon is in Ophiuchus. This is a new moon in Ophiuchus. In Vedic astrology and 13 sign astrology, which on the hoodmystic.com we give credence to, we give validity to. But even with that said, we still study 12 sign astrology the same way. But we don't just study 12 sign astrology for the signs. We study 12 sign astrology through the decans and through the degrees and get a fuller view of 12 sign astrology. But at the same time, we can very well see a new moon in the sign of Ophiuchus. And what does that mean? Generally, I factor that all in when I do my new moon videos. I start off at Vedic and then I branch it out and then I bring it into the 12 sign astrology, which why I think that my readings are powerful. That's why I think my videos are powerful, because I factor it all in and I use it all. Generally, what you would have with a Vedic astrologer is someone who's saying, you know, look at those stupid ass 12 sign astrology people saying that it's a new moon in Sagittarius when really it's a new moon in Ophiuchus. Like, what is wrong with them? They're idiots, you know? But my thing is, what are you actually teaching though? How are you able to explain astrology? Because astrology is difficult to explain. So for you pointing out the obvious without an explanation or how to really break it down or to pinpoint what you're actually talking about is irrelevant. So with that being said, this new moon represents a change in how you're going to live your life based upon proper attention, whether you're in 12 sign astrology, whether you're in 13 sign astrology, whether you're in Vedic astrology. This day marks a new moon in all fields of astrology. Now, the reality is that, okay, this is a new moon, no matter where you cut it at, who has the most accurate depiction of the energy, and you should move from that. If a person is, because I feel that people may look at this channel and think that we're unaware of 13 sign astrology or Vedic astrology. The reality is that we've created a new system of incorporation and then another system of explanation that we're utilizing daily. So tell all those people to fall back when they come at you weirdly by pointing out something that's like pretty obvious. But if you do want a new moon explanation, be sure to check out my website, www.hoodmystic.com, where we fully break down this new moon in different various ways and different forms of energy. Where Venus is at is in the 3rd degree of Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Understanding Scorpio, you have to have some cognizance of the ancestors, and you have to have some cognizance of death and rebirth, and ultimately you have to have some cognizance of change. And this works well with Uranus and Aries, because Uranus is about change as well. So this is an easy opposition to incorporate into our daily lives, into our beings, based upon the fact that there are shifts and things that are taking place in this moment. And in this moment, those shifts and things that are taking place might not be visible to the naked eye. So you as a spiritual person have to take control of this energy and push it forward. What do you really intend? And it's very difficult to be focused on intentions and people around you not having those same intentions. So be clear on that as well, because Ophiuchus is the snake. So generally what's happening, and you might want to take your notepads and jot this down. What's happening with this energy is that the snakes are rising to the surface, and you can see the snakes rising to the surface. But the snakes rising to the surface ain't enough if you ain't going to do shit about it. Oh, look at those snakes. I didn't know that there were snakes there. If you don't chop their heads off, then they going to continue to do snake business. So just paying attention to the snakes, and hopefully you block them. Hopefully you know, separated yourself from that energy. Hopefully you understand that this energy is not for you and you move accordingly into your path. Everything is happening for a reason, and the reason might not be the reason that you think it is. So it's very important to see those snakes rise to the surface and then act accordingly, as opposed to, you know, being afraid to change or to, you know, understand the power of the ancestors and the people who have your best interests at heart. Point out to things like, you know, get rid of that dude, or step out of this situation, or, you know, level up. And it's all important of what you want to deal with. And so, and it's like the card of the day, because this has to be a short video, family. It just played out like that. But I feel like if we could just kind of take a second and pay attention to this card of the day. This is an oldie but goodie. This is an ominous tone, and you know, my man's is looking at his 3 spilled cups. He like, damn, I done spilt my cups. And this card is the 5 of Cups. And be mindful that I said he looking at his 3 spilled cups. And he creating the whole vibe for the whole day based upon them 3 spilled cups. But the reality is, my mans can turn around and look at his upright cups and create the feeling of gratitude and satisfaction, validation, etc., etc. But my mans, we don't know if my man's is gonna turn around and look at the cups, or he gonna sit there and create the whole move by just looking at his 3 spilled cups. Us as the observer, we can look at my man's and be like, yo, my man's, I see that those cups is spilled, but you got 2 cups behind you that you could look at, that you could be happy about. But as we talking to my man's, hopefully you can see yourself in my man's as dealing with this energy for the day. Is you gonna focus on the spilled milk, or you gonna focus on the milk that you already got upright in a, you know, in a particular position, you know, ready to do whatever you needed to do, but you know, some shit might have happened. But don't let the shit that happened be the vibe for the day, because it's still Friday. It's still a form of release. It's still a time of setting intentions. It's really still a time of honoring the ancestors and being grateful. Generally, what I've been doing for the past couple months, well, I say a couple months or a couple of days, just being thankful, being grateful, and that's it. So real quick, we are dealing with the new moon at the 15 degrees of Sagittarius, square Neptune and Mars and Pisces. I'm sorry, let me say that better because that sounded crazy. We got a new moon at 15 degrees Sagittarius, square Neptune and Mars in Pisces. That still sounded whack, but a little better. So we talked about this in the new moon video, but there was a lot of music in the background, so I don't know if people fully got with it. So let's go back into it. In order to start this table off, we did not start this table off with the planets. We started the table off with the darkness, because before any planets get talked about, you know, we live in a level of darkness. So, you know, the darkness or the shadow side to Neptune, before understanding it as a planet, is holding on to shit. Holding on to negativity is the dark side to Neptune. The dark side of Mars is not doing shit. When the normal understanding of Mars is being active, that masculine primary force of action, that's Mars. So the darkness of Mars would be not doing anything. And so moving forward, understanding Neptune in the sense of being illuminated. And if you illuminate, Neptune, if you illuminate your seat of the soul, then all the stupid human shit is easy to let go. But if you're not fully illuminated, your pineal gland, and you constantly dictated by what goes on in the physical world, you're still dealing with the level of darkness and the level of Neptune. And so once you fully realize this active principle, which we call Mars, and you know that you can act upon your life to illuminate that energy, is to be the cause. And the results that you get from these energies and working with these energies and understanding the square, understanding the reconciliation that you have within yourself by holding on a particular darkness or not doing anything to rectify a situation. If you change that energy around, which is normalizing the square or reconciling the square, the results that you will deal with in the next 2 weeks is love, optimism, trust, rewards, and good luck. If you continue to do the same thing and just, continue to be dark into understanding the power of the planetary influences, then you'll continuously deal with complacency, shadow, and misfortune. Very simple shit. You might have had to kind of like slow down or something like that, or maybe I wasn't speaking as fast as I thought, but hopefully you was going along with my words and looking at what I was saying and fully becoming in tune into this energy and really understanding it in a real way. So, like I said, this was a little short video because of circumstances. But everything is good. Just been, I guess busy isn't the word. Just kind of doing what I have to do to take care of my family. So, I'm gonna do that regardless. And if I gotta come here and drop a 15-minute video, of course the family will understand because the family has their family that they need to take care of. So it just is what it is. So, appreciate the family for rocking with me, vibing with me as we move forward with this energy. As we go into the weekend, be sure to set those intentions. Be sure to work with that new moon, bruh. Understand the new moon, understand the dark moon, whether the shit is in Ophiuchus, whether the shit is in Sagittarius, whether it's in your daddy's garage. You want to deal with it in the facts of creating the intention and really understanding that you could create your life by working through these moons, man. And take your time with it, be patient with it, and allow these things to grow. And the things that you don't like about yourself, get rid of them, move forward. It's time to move forward. Whether it's in Ophiuchus, whether it's in Sagittarius, it's all about moving forward, man. So, with that being said, I'm going to end this video, but peace and love to you and yours, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.